Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome to today's session. My name is Linda Nganga. I'm going to be your trainer for the day. I'm hoping that it's going to be such an impactful session for your business, that you're going to learn something from it. So thank you so much for finding time to join. In the call, I have my moderator, Benson, who's going to be taking any questions that you have. All right. So without much ado, so let's just questions that you have. All right. So I want to kindly please confirm if you can see me. Can we have someone typing on the chat? Please confirm if you can see me and you can hear me as well. As we do that, please feel free to introduce yourself. Feel free to introduce your business. What do you do? Thank you for confirming. I can see someone named Marvin has confirmed that they can see my screen and they can hear me. All right. So please feel free to introduce yourself on the chat. Tell us where you're coming from. What are your expectations for this session? All right. And yeah, so this is our topic for the day: build your brand and sell online. So basically, we are going to be looking at how we are going to build a brand for our businesses online and actually try and sell. All right, because I know this is such a fundamental part of our business, making sure that we have some sort of presence online. And with this topic, I'm going to show you how to do that. We are going to discuss the various platforms that you can use to have to create a presence for your business online. Okay. So our agenda for the day will be how to establish our brand online, like I have mentioned, how we are going to even develop an e-commerce platform or an e-commerce offering, because that is one of the platforms that we can use to get our businesses online. And lastly, we are going to be looking at how to utilize social media. Again, it's one of the other platforms that we can use to make sure that our businesses have some sort of presence online. All right. So allow me at this point to come in and give you guys this plug. So we have this bootcamp that has been arranged by Google through Hustle Academy. So it's a 1 week training where businesses are taken through topics ranging from digital marketing, how to create a business growth plan, how to create a pitching deck, for example, how to apply for funding. And for businesses like you guys, whom, for example, you have gone through things like financial literacy training, or maybe you have done any courses and you feel you still need further guidance, this is a very good chance for you. So feel free, guys, to sign up. It's absolutely free. All right, so it's absolutely free. You just have to sign up your business, and then you'll be contacted once you are eligible. All right, so my moderator is going to be sharing a link for that where you can apply, so feel free to do that. All right, so I want to hear from you. How do you currently market your business? All right, so while now you're conducting your day-to-day activities in terms of making sure that your business is operational, do you do any type of marketing? All right, so please feel free to share your comments on the chat. All right, I'll be waiting to read them. Yeah, so what channels do you use? For example, do you use Google? Do you use social media? Is it by word of mouth? Yeah, that kind of thing. So I'll be looking to see that on the chat. So as I give you a minute to do that, let's get into the topic for the day. Yeah, so establishing our brand online. So again, before we even get to analyze the benefits that we are going to get from us having an online presence, I want to look at some of the questions, some of the answers that you have shared. All right, let me see. Please feel free to share your comments here. So how do you currently market your business? So as I wait for you guys to do that, let me guys just see what you have put on the chat. So I see we have Marvin in the call, we have Susan, we have Angaza Vijiji, we have Jackson Kirago, we have Fantas. Thank you so much for joining. I see my moderator is engaging with you, Brenda from all the way from Mombasa. Thank you for joining, Brenda. We have Vivian from Lactakia, Kenya. We have Marvin Agency. All right. I see Marvin Mina. I see we have Marvin saying he's a digital marketing for joining, Marvin. We have Joyce from Nairobi. We have Bonthim. I hope I've pronounced your name right. All right. You're from Asali Suppliers. You are looking to gain skills on boosting my sales through social media. I think you're in the right place. All right. I see we have Kennedy Rotich from Eldoret. We have Grace. We have Jenny Kendi. We have Kerubo Mogoto. We have Anthony from TMX Duka. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We really appreciate. I always say the first steps to growing, whether on a professional level or on a personal level, is making sure that you have the right information and the right knowledge. So this is a good step towards that. All right. So let me see if you have shared some of your answers that I was asking. So I see Vivian is saying we market via Facebook and Instagram. All right, that is through social media. I market my business both verbally and online. That is Kennedy. All right. Let me see if we have one more. I see we have Hello Tanu saying, currently I do on WhatsApp groups that I belong to. Okay, that is one way, but hopefully at the end of this session, we'll have explored a couple of few options that you can use to make sure that your presence is felt online. All right, so let's look at the advantages that we stand to benefit by us having online presence. Okay, so what are some of the things that we feel we have been able to get by us having online presence? So again, I'm drawing this question back to you. What have you benefited? How have you benefited? For example, have you gotten maybe more leads? Have you gotten more sales? Have you improved maybe on your customer service? Yeah, have you been able to address some issues that maybe in the past were a challenge in terms of getting the right feedback to your customers? Yeah, so what are some of these benefits that you have been able to enjoy? So as we think about that, I want to run through some quick statistics here. So again, this is just going to show you the importance of having some sort of presence online. Yeah, so according to research that was done in 2017, yeah, it revealed that 1.79 billion people bought goods and services online. All right. So imagine a whole 1.79 billion people have engaged in online purchasing, or rather e-commerce. So what does that mean? It means that there is potential customers out there. Another statistic says that 97% of people learn about a business online than anywhere else. Yeah, so I think this is quite true, and you guys can bear me witness. I think if we want to get any information, if we are looking for anything, yeah, we are more likely to do that online as compared to maybe talking to your friends, or because at times they might not maybe have the right information that we are looking for. Yeah, but you are definitely going to find that information on the internet. Yeah, and then another one says that it's estimated but that by the year 2040, 95% of purchases will be through e-commerce. Yeah, so again, that means that times are changing. So this was research done in 2017, and for sure, things have changed. So this is 2022. So I'm sure even these numbers have gone up, because even in terms of our activities have gone up even on the internet. Yeah, so we are engaging in e-commerce, for example, way than how we used to do it before. All right, so let me just come back and see if you guys have shared any more comments in terms of some of the benefits that we get from having an online presence. All right, so I see someone is saying, Marvin is saying, YouTube ads are very effective for marketing businesses. Thank you for throwing that. Actually, I don't think we had mentioned about YouTube, so thank you for throwing in that there. Fantas is saying market through word of mouth, and especially Facebook and WhatsApp. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing that. All right. So let's look at some of these benefits. Yeah. So how do we use the internet, or how are we going to make sure that the internet benefits our business? So one way we can do that is to sell products. Of course, given. Yeah. So as much as we usually say are just selling and at the end of it all, that is no matter the free to get sales of you could start getting awareness. You could start maybe by building a community around your brand. You could build some sort of loyalty around your brand. Yeah, but eventually all this might convert into sales. So that is one benefit. Another one that we have is buy products. So for those of us who are not looking to sell, yeah, we are looking to buy. Okay, so this is actually true. So whenever we are looking to purchase something and maybe we don't have an idea of where to get it, yeah, we always resort to Google. So Google is a search engine that hosts millions and millions of businesses, millions and millions of websites. Yeah. So Google has both the Google Business Profile, where you list your businesses, and where you can now host your website. Yeah. So that means that if you're looking for anything, you're bound to find it on Google. As long, I think I can say that. That's another way to use the internet. So you go there, you search for something, and then you're referred to businesses that are selling what you're looking for. You're referred to their social media pages. You're referred to their websites. You're referred to their Google business profiles. So what does that mean for you as a business person? So if your business is not listed on either of those that I have mentioned, so you don't have any social media presence, you don't have a website, and you don't have a Google business profile, and you're not listed on any e-commerce platform, for example, let's say Kilimall or Jumia, then it means there's no way people are going to find out about you or your product. So for sure, you're missing out. Yeah. So that is what I can say on that. Another use of the internet is to advertise. Yeah. So remember, there are two ways that you can go around. With promoting your products. Yeah, you can do it the organic way. So for example, on Facebook, where you post, yeah, you post your product. You can do it, you can have a website where you have maybe an e-commerce setup, and then there is the advertising way, where you ads for them to advertise your products. Yeah, so that is another advantage of us having some online presence. Yeah, another thing is that we are able to reach customers. Remember the statistics I went through: over 1.79 billion people use the internet. Yeah, so that means that is a potential what do I call it, a potential of customers that you can get. All right, so my screen, just give me a minute. Apologies for that, guys. I think I was having a hitch on my laptop, but I think I should be back now. Just a minute. Oh. So I'm trying to get my screen to be full screen. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, I think now I'm on full screen. All right. So I was talking about how you are able to reach customers through having a presence online. So that is one advantage. So you're able to reach new people. So people who don't know about your business, people who don't know that you exist, you're able to reach them through the internet. Another advantage is that you're able to research on your competition. Yeah. So basically, you're able to look at how are your competitors doing in terms of how are they positioning their products, how are they positioning their brand, and with that you're able to sort of benchmark and see how you're doing differently, what you can improve on. And then even apart from that, you're able, for example, to do something like market research. Yeah, so where you are able to identify maybe like the current trends in your industry, you're able maybe to pick out some opportunities that you might venture into. Yeah, so that is another advantage. So I want to come back and see what you guys have been sharing. So let me see some of the benefits that you have been sharing. Uh-huh. Mm, Caroline is saying one can get a random customer who then refers others. Yes, that is another advantage. So, for example, if I was able maybe I came across your business, for example, on Facebook, I'm able to refer it to a friend. Yeah, so I'm able to share a post, I'm able to share your page. Yeah, and then let me see if we have another one. All right, we don't. But I see you guys are still coming in, so you are not so late. So again, thank you so much for finding time to join. All right, so let's look at the next slide. So how do we now go ahead and build an online presence? Yeah, so there are a couple of ways that you can do that, and there are a couple of platforms that you can do that. And like I said, things are changing and the world has gone digital. So if at all you don't have any online presence, and by this case I don't mean necessarily a website, I mean any online presence. So like I have mentioned, we have a couple of platforms. So if you're not on either of them, for sure, then you're missing out, because having that, it's going to be beneficial for your business. Yeah, so make sure that you have something. Start from somewhere. I always say start from somewhere. So if you feel maybe I don't have enough resources, for example, to develop a website, how about social media? It's free, guys. Yeah, it's free. How about listing your business on Google Business Profile? Again, it's free. So that one is not going to cost you anything, but at least start. Yeah, so let's look at these platforms that I've been talking about. Yeah. So the first one, of course, is your own website. So this is where it's going to be like a billboard for your business. Yeah. So this is you marketing yourself. So marketing your brand, marketing your products, marketing your customer service, basically everything that has to do with your company or your business. Yeah. So in terms of you setting up a website, again, you have to kind of think about what you want to achieve from your website. So do you want it to be like a display website, so where people are just coming to familiarize with what you do, to see your product? Or maybe do you want a more engaging platform where, for example, you can have a blog, so you're sharing your articles and people are able to comment, that kind of thing? Or maybe do you want an e-commerce website where a customer is able to purchase? Yeah, so they're able to add to cart, they're able to go through the whole process and purchase a product? Or do you want a platform where you just have maybe like a lead generation form, so people fill form and then you're able to get in touch with them maybe later? Yeah, so you need to think about all these again when you're thinking about having a website. All right, the other platform that you can use is social media platform. Yeah, so with social media, it's a bit interactive. You're able to engage with your audience, you're able to talk to them directly. So remember, guys, in the past we didn't have a way of getting instant feedback. Yeah, we didn't have a way of getting any feedback. By the way, you would have to maybe send out, I don't know, survey forms. Yeah, but now with social media, it's so easy to do that. And what I usually tell people, You don't have to use social media to sell. Yeah, you can just basically create awareness of your product. Yeah, remember, like I said, if someone is looking for something, they're most likely to start from Google. Yeah, so if you have some sort of presence on Facebook, your page will come up and someone is able to discover you, and then they're able now to come and interact with your page. Yeah, and then we have online directories. So online directories, it's is a website or a platform which hosts businesses. Yeah, so it's basically a directory, just like it says. So you are able to list your company there. You are able to list your contacts. You're able to even put in your websites. Yeah, so we are going again to be looking at some of the examples or some of the platforms that exist out there. Yeah, and then lastly we have an e-commerce platform. So this allows you to sell your product or service online. So a good example I would say would be Jumia, Kilimall, Gigi, Amazon, eBay. All these are e-commerce platforms. So again, with this, you're able now to promote your products in that way. So you list. So again, all these platforms have different packages. So you would have to engage with them so that you see which one is going to work for you best. Yeah. So they can give you like a certain price for this amount of products. Yeah. And then that way, for example, if you don't want to invest in having your own e-commerce website, you can go at it this way. Yeah. All right. So how are we doing? I hope we are together. Let me see what is happening on the chat. So I see my moderator is quite engaging. Let me see what we have here. I see we have Festus Kosgei. He's watching. Thank you for joining, Festus. I see we have Ruth joining from Nairobi. Karibu sana, Ruth. We have Samuel. How are you, Samuel? Thank you for joining. We have Maina Gatheru from Concrete Hub. That is all the way from Nanyuki. Again, thank you so much for joining. Let's look at some of the statistics that we have. Yeah. So according to, again, research done, over 400 million users in Africa. Yeah. So this is second to China. So imagine, this is Africa we are talking about, and they are second to China. We are second to China. Yeah. So over 400 million internet users. So remember, from the 1.7 billion, so 400 million is from Africa. Yeah, again, there goes another reason why you should be on the internet. 10% of retail sales with an estimated value of 75 billion by 2025. So again, this means that people are engaging on online purchasing. Yeah, so it means that people now, because I remember when we started, we were all a bit skeptical about doing online purchasing. Yeah, we were a bit skeptical, but I think now we are warming up to the idea. Yeah, and we might not have fully converted like maybe how some other countries are, but walk to the idea. Yeah, and then it's also estimated that in the year 2017, Africa generated 16.5 billion e-commerce alone. Again, you can see why you need to be on the internet. So imagine you are not among the businesses that contributed to these sales. Yeah. So again, you're missing out. All right. So I did mention that we'll be looking at some of the e-commerce platforms available. So these are some of them. Like I mentioned, we have Amazon. So it allows individuals and businesses to sell and display products. All right. We have Konga. So this is Nigeria based, and we have Jumia. I think we are all familiar with Jumia. Yeah. So the best thing I would say for this is just make sure that you have the right information going into it. Compare. So, for example, if you're in Kenya, you can compare between Jumia and Kilimall and Gigi and see what is going to work for your business. Again, look at the value you're getting. Look at, for example, the traffic for each platform. Yeah. So visit Kilimall. Just do your research and go again with the best platform. All right. And then, so we have Kilimall again, like I have mentioned, we have Bid.buy, and we have Gigi. So again, all these, for me, I'm just mentioning them, but I think it's upon you to do the right due diligence in terms of getting the right information to enroll in whichever one you like. All right. And then we have online directories. So I did say that it's a website which lists businesses based on categories. Yeah. So for example, a good example here would be Yellow Pages. So what it does, it lists all businesses. For example, if you want your business to be listed, of course, that is when it's going to list you. So it lists businesses according to categories. So for example, you have retail, you have manufacturing, you have food and beverage. Yeah, you get the categories. So you just list your business there, you list your contacts, you list your website, and basically even your location, so that people are able to find you. Yeah. So again, what this does, it exposes your business to, of course, a larger audience, because again, people will be visiting there because the directory is already known that it's going to host this kind of information. Yeah. So another example that in this case is a bit now wider is Africa Business Pages. Yeah. So again, like I said, some of these platforms they do charge. Yeah. So for example, if you want customers to see your contacts, you'd have to pay. Yeah. So basically, just look at the information that is out there in terms of the sign up process, I think, which comes next in our slide. Yeah. So the sign up process, which basically includes registering your business details, that is your contact info, your business sector, so in which region, in which country are you based in, and in which industry, and then you are set to go. So you'll have basically set up your account. And then I know they do usually send some reports in terms of how many people were able to see your business, how many people, for example, clicked on your website, how many people, for example, maybe contacted you. Yeah. So you're able to get this report, and you're able to analyze how your business is doing online. Remember, guys, whatever activity you do online, please always remember to track it, because otherwise you won't know if your efforts are resulting into something. Yeah. All right. I think we are continuing well. All right. So let's look at the next slide. So the other platform that I did mention is use of social media. Yeah. So with the right marketing plan, you can use social media platforms to create successful campaigns and basically increase sales, create new opportunities, improve on brand recognition, and of course, engage in customer service. Yeah. So again, like I said, take advantage of social media. So please make sure that you have something going on. Yeah. So it could be on Instagram, it could be on Facebook, as listed here, it could be on Twitter, it could be on LinkedIn, it could be on YouTube. So something I would want to emphasize on here is that you don't have to be in all platforms, because remember, all these platforms, they work differently in terms of their use and in terms of the audience that they have. Yeah. So for example, the audience you'll get on Facebook might not be the same audience that you're going to get on LinkedIn. Yeah. So again, depending with the objective that you want to achieve. So are you looking to get awareness? Yeah. Are you looking, for example, to just be known like an expert in my industry? Yeah. So in that case, you would go with LinkedIn. Who is your target audience? So are they millennials, that is below 25? So where are you going to find them? These are the people you're going to find on Twitter, you're going to find them on Instagram. Yeah. Or you're going to find them on Facebook. Although sometimes even Facebook, you might find millennials. Yeah. Or even over 50s. Yeah. So again, you have to make sure that you're going with the platform that is going to work for your business. Yeah. You might want to go into YouTube, for example. You want to create content, you want, for example, to create tutorials, you want, for example, to talk about your business. Yeah. Live recordings. So you can choose to be on YouTube. So you don't have to be across all of them, but if that works for you, then that's okay. Yeah. So what is the process of just having this presence on social media? So it's basically you signing up. Again, the processes might be different for each platform. Yeah. And then you start posting pictures, you start posting content. So that is content. So in terms of content, again, depending with what you want to achieve. Yeah. So if you're just looking to get awareness, then you might not be necessarily selling daily. And then again, it's dependent on what you do. Yeah. For example, a retail shop, for example, if you have an IG shop, that sells clothes, yeah, it's easy for you to make a sale on Facebook or Instagram, yeah, as compared, for example, to someone who does consulting. This is a service that someone will want to go a step further and engage with you. So it's not easy to sell like how you would, for example, a dress. Yeah. So again, put all this in consideration. Yeah, especially when you're coming up with the content. So for someone who is in consultancy, for what they can get from, for example, Facebook and Instagram, they might get awareness, because remember, guys, the journey of a customer, it begins online. Yeah, so if you have already captured their attention, they have already known about you from the internet, then they're able to go a step further and get your contact number, or get your phone number, for example. They're able to get your email, or they're even able to DM you directly. So that's a step. So without social media, you're just there, you're not known. Yeah, and word of mouth referrals, that is good, that is important, but with social media and having online presence, you're able to reach more people. Yeah, and then of course, again, after you start putting up content, again you have to have a username. So in this case, what I would mention is, make sure that your username is a representation of your business. Yeah, so make sure it's professional. Yeah, and then again, of course, now add your business details. So if you have a Facebook page and you haven't linked your website, then I think that's an issue, because it should help you in promoting your website. All right, so I'm going to pause there for any question that we have. Let me see if we have anything on the comments. So do we have any question? Let me see. I see Marvin is saying, could you touch on search engine optimization? Yes, Marvin, that is going to come up, I think, in our next slides. Yes, yes, I see Benson has said that. First, as you're saying, or you're introducing your business. All right, so you provide eye and dental services by partnering with hospitals. Thank you for that. We have Patrick, Hydropads Limited in Eldoret. All right, thank you for joining. We have Beryl Accord. Thank you for joining. We have Orion Valias from Nairobi. Again, thank you for joining. So do we have any question up to that point? If you have, please feel to put it on the chat. My moderator is going to take it up, and I can as well touch on it. All right. So let's now look at you developing an e-commerce platform for your business. Yeah, so what is the first thing that you need to do? So you want to create a website. Yeah, in this case, you want to create a website. So what do you do? What is the first step? So the first step is getting a domain. Yeah, so what is a domain? So in simple English, a domain is the name of your website. Yeah, so remember we said Google hosts millions and millions of websites. Yeah, so what is the name of your website? That is the domain. So what do you want it to be called? Yeah, that is the domain. So that is the first step that is the first thing that you need to get, a name for your website. So a name that your business is going to be going with on the internet. All right. So a few things to put across here. So for a domain, it's usually annual, so a subscription of 1 year. So if you buy it today, you renew after 1 year. All right. And then another thing to note is that with the domain, you don't necessarily have to have a website for you to have a domain, because I know that is one of the questions that we get asked. So for example, you can buy a domain to secure it. So for example, you figure, okay, I think my business name is a bit maybe common, or again, there are so many businesses in the world. Yeah, so you want to purchase a domain and secure it, so that now when you're ready to create a website, you already have a domain. So we have so many sites that you can register domain on. Yeah, so again, I'm going to be giving a few examples. Again, disclaimer, it's upon you to do your due diligence. So do you want your host to be local? Do you want it to be in Kenya, or do you want it to be international? Yeah, so in that case, I'm going now to give the examples. So these are international. So we have GoDaddy, we have Domain King, we have Bluehost. So all these are international. So even again, in terms of support, you're going to be getting it online. Yeah. And then we have other examples, local examples. We have Safaricom, they offer domains and hosting. We have Sasa Host, we have Total Host, we have Oracom. So all these are examples. Again, it's upon you to do your research and go again with the choice that you're getting more value of in terms of support, because these are important things. So let's say today your website is down, do you get the necessary support in the appropriate time? Yeah. All right, so that is the first step. Then the next step is now you getting to build your website. Yeah. So if you are out here and you're saying, but I don't have the skills to create a website, because we know it can get technical, it might need some coding skills. So if you don't have any of these skills, there is a way you can still create your business. Yeah. So we have website builders on the internet that you can use. A popular one is Wix. I'm sure you have seen this advertisement on YouTube. They really do a good job of advertising. Yeah. So Wix is a website building platform, so where you can go and build your website. So you just play around with templates, dragging here and there, playing with colors. Yeah. So it could be a good way for you to start out. Yeah. So if you don't have the resources, for example, to hire a professional designer or a professional web developer, you can start out that way. Yeah. Again, there's so many sites that you can use. So again, do your research. You can even have a business site, for example, Google Business Profile. They also create websites for businesses. Yeah, so it's a business website. So to use in the meantime. All right. And then now, when it comes now again to building your website, you can utilize templates that are there. Yeah. So just select a template that maybe is going to work for you in terms of the layout that you want, in terms of getting maybe the right functionalities. So just get a template and then you get to customize it. So displayed there, you can see are a few options, a few examples. So the internet is full of resources. Yeah, so you just have maybe to figure out which one you're going to use. All right, and then the step 3 is now uploading your content. Yeah, so you have created your website, now you want now to have content. So this is where now maybe I would touch your question, Marvin, on SEO. Yeah, so remember guys, when you're creating a website, it's not meant for your use. Yeah, it's meant for your customers. So think from this perspective of your customer. All right, so it should, whenever someone is going online, for example on Google, they have a problem that they want solved. Yeah, so it could be they're looking to purchase something, they're looking to get information. Yeah, that is still a problem. Yeah, they're looking, for example, to engage someone, for example, for a professional service. So when you are creating content for your website, you have to make sure that you provide these answers. Yeah, so if someone goes to Google today and they're searching Bluetooth earphones, or they're searching party decorators, or they're searching, I don't know, anything. Yeah, so what Google does, it crawls through all the websites that it hosts, and then it picks out who is answering this particular question. So how are they going to know that you're answering this question? They're going to be looking at the images, they are going to be looking at your content. Yeah, and on top of that, you're going to be looking at how is the experience from the perspective of a customer of your website. Yeah, so what does that mean? So when you're creating your content, make sure that you are utilizing keywords that people use to search for your product or your services. So for example, for someone who is doing party decoration, yeah, or let me use an example of someone who is here. Orion Barrios from Nairobi. So you are in real estate. So I went on Google and searched for apartments in where? In Westlands. Yeah. Those are my keywords. So Google is going to go back to all the sites that it hosts, to all the Google business profiles. So not just websites. It's going to look at the websites, the Google business profiles, and the social media pages. Yeah. And then it's going to populate results for those businesses or those results that that are going to answer this particular question, which was apartments in Kileleshwa. So if you don't have that keyword in your website, then there is no way Google is going to populate you, yeah, because you're not answering this person's question and they went there to look for something. So these are the things that you need to consider. So make sure you're utilizing keywords in your content, and make sure again you have enough content. Yeah, by enough content I mean don't have 20 words on your website and that's it. I mean, you will come out as shallow, you will come out as you're not a pro in what you do, because if you can't generate content for your website, then it means that is how it's going to be interpreted, which might not be the case. So make sure again you have enough content. And then now in terms of now even making a user's experience good, yeah, so make sure that your website is mobile friendly. So from all the statistics that I've gone through, yeah, you have seen that most users use their mobile phones. So you need to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. So what does that mean? How long does it take to load? Let's start from there. The recommended speed is anything less than 5 seconds. And I think at the end of this session, I'll give you a tool which you can use to measure the speed of your website. So it should load in 5 seconds and below. Yeah. How are your how is your menu arranged? Yeah. Are there any buttons overlapping? Is your font readable? Are the colors maybe too much? Yeah, that kind of thing. Again, remember, if you're using mobile phones, we want the experience to be as best as it can get. So if I go there and it's taking time to load, I'll just leave. Yeah. All right. So that is in terms of making sure that your website is mobile friendly. Another thing, make sure that your website is SEO friendly. So what do I mean? How are your URLs? So do you have funny characters in your URL? So for example, if it's orionvaluers.co.ke and then you have an about us page, please don't make it to be about us 1, 2, 3 about us. I don't know what characters. No, that is not an SEO friendly URL. So it should be SEO friendly. All right. So don't have any funny characters. All right. And then another thing that I would say in this is make sure that you have minimized the files of your website so that it takes less time to load. Yeah. And then I think this is what I'm actually discussing. So the best practices. And then another thing, still on the website, make sure that even your images, they are good quality. They have attributes. So attributes and alt text. So alt text is that text that appears when an image is not fully loaded. So instead of them just seeing the icon of missing image, let them see that this image was meant for this. So for example, if it was an image of, let's say, address, but it did not load, let someone see that this is and this is an image for the dress. And then you see what happens. Even when you go to Google Images, if you have labeled your images, they are still able to appear, and that will also help you in terms of, for example, even in terms of SEO and in terms of even getting customers, because again, Google not only goes through the search results, it even goes through images. Yeah, so if you have labeled your images, then we know what each image is for. All right. So again, let me look at some of the practices that we have highlighted here. So prioritize your audience. This one I mentioned. So frame your website in a way that focuses on how your product or service helps solve your customers' problems and makes their lives easier. All right. And then research your competitors. So take a little time to research other websites similar to yours, identify your unique value proposition, and highlight what makes you special on your site. So do you have any discounts going on? Do you have 24/7 customer service support? Yeah. So these are the things that will make you stand out. And then again, learn search engine optimization basics. So this is what I've been trying to explain. All right. So I've talked about on-page SEO and I have talked about off-page SEO. So for off-page SEO is you basically trying to promote your website. So you can link it up in your Facebook, you can put it on your GMB. So you're promoting your website offline. Yeah. And then for on page, this is what I've explained. Make sure that you have content, you have keywords, it's mobile friendly. And then another important thing, make sure that you submit a sitemap of your website. So a sitemap is like a map, like just like it says, of your website. So this is for used by Google. So when Google is crawling their website, give them a map. Yeah, so this is how my website is. So this is the pages that I have, so that they're able to follow. And then again, in terms of even the content, make sure, for example, if you have any information that you need stressed or emphasized, so make use of headlines. Yeah, make use of meta descriptions, make use of meta titles. So what are meta titles? So you see, when you search on Google, for example, if today I went and searched real estate companies in Nairobi. So I'll be given results. So there's usually a title, that is the title of the company, and a description. So that is the meta title, and there is a meta description. So a meta description is basically explaining what the business or what the website is about. So make sure you integrate this in your website in the back end, so that that's how it appears, as compared to just the title and nothing else. So you can even go a step further and put what we call like a snippet. So a snippet goes further and lists maybe some of the pages that you have. So it will list our products, it will list, for example, about us, it will list any offers that you have. So these are some of the practices that you can utilize to make sure that you are ranking higher. And of course, I think this is all organic, so you don't have to pay anything. But apart from that, you can go above and beyond and do Google Ads, for example, that is paid advertising, so that now you're able to rank higher by paying Google. So remember, all these you are doing organic, so meaning you're not paying anything. But the importance of doing it organically is that even when you're not paying, you're still ranking. So that means optimizing your website, as well as your Facebook, as well as your GMB. So again, remember guys, GMB, that is Google Business Profile, it's such an important tool in terms of giving you visibility. So again, if you're not listed on Google, your business doesn't appear anywhere. All right, so again, you're losing out. So make sure you optimize, make sure you keep updating pictures, you keep updating content. Yeah, so you have even things like an overview of your business. Yeah, so in terms of maybe this the how the front looks like, for example, of your store. Yeah, so that someone is able to recognize it, because again, with Google Business Profile, your business is listed on search and on map. So if someone is looking for directions, they are able to come to where you are. All right, and then let's see what else you can do. So promotion and discount code tools. So these are some of the plugins that you can use for your website, for example, if you have an e-commerce website. Yeah, so with these plugins, you're able, for example, to ease the use of checkout. For example, you're able to integrate multiple payment options. Yeah, so you're able to put, for example, Lipa na M-Pesa, you're able to put Visa, you're able to put PayPal. Yeah, and then again, search engine optimization, I think I've talked about that. Email marketing integration. So we have platforms that you can integrate. You have MailChimp, you have Constant, we have MailJet. So you can integrate this, so that you are able to integrate even your marketing activities with your website. So you're basically able to generate a database of emails. Yeah. And then again, I did mention about multiple payment options. So I see the chat is quite busy. So let me look at what you guys are saying. Uh-huh. So how can we effectively, this is Mulinge, how can we effectively use, e.g., one Facebook page to host 3 programs under one company? All right. So you're saying you have 3, I'm going to assume you mean 3 programs, but you have one Facebook page. All right. So I think what you can do, so when you're listing you see on Facebook how you list your services and products, you can put them there. Yeah. And then now in terms of when you're creating content, you can mention them. Or alternatively, you can create a page for each, because I know companies that they have the company Facebook page. So there they're just doing maybe updates, or maybe they're doing any communication. Yeah. And then they have pages for this particular, for example, products. Yeah, you can create pages for them. All right, and then yeah, I think my moderator had answered that. So the social media page can cover all through and then which can be guided by your content calendar. And then Chui is asking how can we run Google Ads effectively? So again, with Google Ads, what you need to do first of all is to understand your industry and to understand your potential target audience, yeah, so that you are able to make sure that, for example, you select the right placement, yeah, you're able to select the right keywords so that your ads is shown to people who are looking for your product. Yeah, you don't want your ad, for example, if Chewy, what do you do? I think I would want to know what you do, but just for giving example, for example, if you're tour and travel, you don't want your, okay, maybe for tour and travel it would be okay if it's shown to someone who is not even searching. But then again, if I'm not interested in that particular product at the moment, then I might not be the right audience. Yeah. So getting the right keywords will ensure that your ad is shown to the right people, because these are people who have interest and who have the intent to buy. Yeah, and that is one. Again, you can use budgeting. So make sure that you have a good budget, because remember, guys, Google Ads is a bidding game. Yeah. So, and there are some keywords that are quite competitive. There are some industries that are very competitive. So, for example, if you have set your ad that you want to spend 1,000 bob in a day, and there's someone who have said they want to spend 2,000 bob a day, so it means this person who is spending 2,000, their ad will be shown more. Yeah, because they have money to accommodate that. So it will be shown more times than yours. So yours will get to a certain place and then it will be capped because you said I want to spend 1,000 bob. Another thing, there is cost per click. So you can say that your cost per click is $1, yeah, and there's someone who's saying your cost per click is 0 point, yeah. So again, depending with the cost of keyword, because these keywords, for example, there's those that are quite expensive because they are quite popular. So if you bid low, then it means those people that have bid higher will be shown more than you. So these are some of the things that you can use to make sure your ad runs successfully. And then again, make sure that even the experience that they're going to get when they come to your website is good. So how is your landing page? Is it mobile friendly? That kind of thing. And then on SEO friendly URL, what if I use link shorteners like Bitly? No, you're not supposed to do that. Remember, URL of a web page is generated from your content. I don't know if that makes sense. So when you're creating, for example, a page for services, yeah, it's going to be www dot let me allow me to use chui.co.ke/services. So no need to shorten it. Yeah, it's not as long as it get, and even if it's long, for example, maybe for a blog article, let it remain that. Yeah. And then what do you mean by funny characters? So funny characters is where I was saying in your URL, you're not keen in terms of, for example, you are creating a page, for example, services. So you say you duplicated a page. So when you duplicated, you called it copy one, or maybe one of one, or one into bracket two. You see that kind of thing. So refrain from that. So let it just have a clear, it's concise and it's straight to the point. So it's basically, it says what it says. So if you say one two three, I'm here like what is one, what is two, yeah. So that's not going to be good for SEO. And then uh-huh. Kindly explain again about sitemap. So I said sitemap is like a path that you're going to give Google to follow when they're going to analyze your website. Yeah. So if you have a sitemap, it's easy for them to crawl through your website so fast as compared to because again, these are bots. Yeah. So if you give them a path to follow, it's easier for them than maybe coming and trying to see, okay, this here, you go here, you go here, this entails this entails this. And then you might even have some pages that you don't necessarily want people to see. Maybe there are pages, because websites do have some pages that are not even published, but they are there. Yeah. So you want your sitemap to have everything that is important to you. So I have a contact us page, you tell them that. I have an about us page, I have a gallery, I have past projects, I have offers, I have ongoing, for example, safaris in this case. Yeah, so give them a sitemap. Yeah, I think that's that. I think I've answered that question. I see. Hello, Tanu is saying, please do a session on e-commerce so that we are confident to move from traditional physical transactions. All right, I think we'll plan on that. And then, do we have free SEO tools? Yes, we do. If you're looking, for example, to see your score in terms of SEO for your website, there are free tools to do that. So just go to Google and search again. We're using Google. So just go to Google and search SEO analyzing tools, and then you'll be able to see a couple of them, and then you put your domain there, and then it will give you a score and it will give you recommendations. Yeah, but I think we can use one from Google. I think I should be getting to that. All right. So let me go to the next slide in the interest of time. So again, I did mention about going above and beyond to make sure that your website is, especially for someone who is in e-commerce, to make sure that they have a good experience. I'm sure you guys have experienced this. So you have, you go to an e-commerce website, you're trying to add something to cart, and it's not reflecting, or maybe you want to edit the cart, you want to remove some items. It's basically a hassle. So there are some plugins that can help you do that. Or maybe you, as the business person, you're trying to upload products because you have so many of them. Yeah, so you don't want for it to be a hassle. So there's some plugins that can help you do that. So again, where to download them? You can get them on WooCommerce, you can get them on WP e-commerce. Yeah, so again, this is information that you may need to research further. All right. So again, I did mention about making your website mobile friendly. So 2.41 billion people will shop online worldwide in 2021. Yeah, I think we already passed that. Yeah, 21 million online shoppers came from Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya. See, guys, there is need to be on the internet. And then 50% of consumers shop more on mobile than in store. Again, this is quite true. So the thing is, even if you're not going to purchase something online, because I know there are those of us who are still not sure, most likely your journey is going to start there. Even if you're not going to purchase, you're going to do your research online. Yeah. So if you're looking to buy a fridge, you're going to start by doing the research online, because it's not like you could do that. You could go to shops in Nairobi and start asking about prices and that kind of thing. But it's easier if you have an idea of where to go in the first place. So you'll go to your Facebook, you go to Gigi, you'll go to Jumia, you will search on Google, and then I will have ideas. So you will visit this shop, you'll visit this shop, but basically your journey started online. Yeah, so you can see why I keep emphasizing on making sure that you have some sort of presence. All right, so this is the site that I was talking about. So my moderator is going to share this link. So this is a tool by Google. Yeah, so test my site. So you're going to test your site in terms of speed, in terms of what you can improve on. So I want us to do this actually. I know we are out of time, but I think we are going to just take 2 minutes. All right. Benson, please share that link on the chat, and then you can pick it up. But I'm going to be doing it as well here so that you can see. So test my site. So it's a tool by Google. So where you put, so allow me to share this screen instead. Yeah. We do it together. So who wants me to use the example? Please put it on the chat. In this case, I mean your website. So put it on the chat. So your website URL, and then we can do the test together. So I see Marvin was explaining what are sitemaps. So they're structured listings intended for web crawlers such as Google search engine. Yes. So I'm waiting to see someone share the URL so that we can do it together. So my moderator has shared the link. So feel free to even click on that link and put your website there and see how you're performing. So who's going to give me the examples? I think I'll use who I know from here. Let me see. Let me see who I have here. TMX. Let me see. TMX, do I have your website? Let me just pick from Google. So TMX Duka. I'm going to pick your URL. That is your website. All right. So what you do, you just come and paste it. So let me know, guys, if you can see my screen. So I'm going to paste it there. Can you see my screen? TMX, is this the right URL? Please respond with yes on the chat. Yeah. So you put it there and then you run. So you can see it's analyzing your website. All right, I see you have confirmed. This is your site. So let's see how it's performing. So it's at 81%. So once it's done, it will give you recommendations. It will give you what you can do better. All right. So it's at 84. So I hope you guys are doing it from your end. So I see someone says Joyce Kibote, mine states anything below 5 seconds. Yeah, so that is a good one. So I would encourage all of us to do that so that we see, so that we have a starting point. Yeah, we know where we need to start. So in this case, you're starting from speed. What is our speed? Yeah. All right, let's see if it's done. Yes. So your mobile page speed is 2.8 seconds on a 4G connection. So this case, they're saying you have a poor performance. So poor site state start to load in over 2.5 seconds. So ideally, you see, Google thinks that it should be anything below 2.5. Yeah. And then, so they've given you recommendations on what you can do. So, and then they're telling you by just improving your load time by 0.1, you can boost conversion rates by 8%. Yeah. And then so you can click on fixes on what you need to do. So you would need to put your email to get that report. So I'm not going to do that, but basically they're going to give you recommendations on how you can fix some of the issues that they have come across. Yeah. So again, they're telling you that so you need to personalize your content. Yeah. You need to personalize your UX. So your UX is user experience. Yeah. So all these are recommendations that, so for you to get a full report, you can just put in your email there and then you're going to receive that on email. All right. So that is for the website. So let's quickly go over social media. All right. So I know we have been talking about website. So now when it comes to social media, what are the benefits that we can get? So I had already asked you this question. Just a minute, I present that. So these are some of the benefits, yeah? So again, like I said, with social media, you can get to generate more sales, yeah? You can get to add value to your brand. So this is in terms of making sure that you respond to comments, you respond to any concerns. So you're basically improving your customer service. You're able to improve your marketing. You're able to build relationships and networks. Again, remember, for all these customers that you're going to be interacting with them on Facebook or on Instagram, you'll be creating a relationship with them, yeah, and they're even able to refer you to their friends. And then of course you're able to stay competitive. Again, remember we said the world is digital, so if you're not there, then your competitor is for sure there. All right. So how do we set up now a social media strategy? So the first thing that we need to do again is to identify our audience. Yeah. So who is your audience? What are they interested in? What influences them? And when are they usually online, so that you know when to post? And then which social media do they use? So remember about what I said, they all have different usage in terms of age and demographics, etc. Yeah. And then the next step, you need to identify your goals. So what are you looking to achieve? So do you want to give better customer service? Do you want to grow your brand awareness? Do you want to generate more sales? Do you want to get more people on your website or on your site in terms of likes, follows? Or do you want maybe to connect with influencers? Yeah. And then pick a platform. So is it business focus, or do you want to maybe to focus on lifestyle? So then you can start with one and then test and learn, is again informed by the objective that you want to achieve and the usage for each platform. Yeah. And then different channels need different strategies, again because the audience is different, the content to be shared is different. There are those that are visual and there are those that can just do with just an image. Yeah. And then you need to define your voice. So have for example a structure in terms of what is the guidelines that are going to guide you in terms of the language that you're using, the logo, the font color, the tone of voice. So are you going to be this professional, or are you going to be a bit fun and social? So what are the do's and don'ts? And then in terms of images, so are you going to have like a template, or you're free with just posting images? Yeah, that kind of thing. And then of course at the end of it all, you have to come back and evaluate. Yeah. So define success. What is going to be success for you? So will you have succeeded if you sell? Or will you have succeeded if you get a lead? Will you have succeeded if people are talking about your brand, if people are talking about your product? So is it increase in awareness? Is it increase in mentions or numbers? Is it in, for example, improvement in customer service? Because if that was your goal, then you'll have achieved. That is why I said it's not always about selling. Yeah. So you need to make sure that you have identified your goal, so that even at the end of it all, you're able to evaluate whether you achieved it or not. All right. So these are some of the things, how these platforms are used. So for example, for Twitter, you use it, for example, to maybe generate some sort of conversation about your business. Yeah. So you can ask questions, you can run polls. Yeah. You can jump on hashtags to make sure your content is discoverable. And then for Facebook, you can link your website, you add information about your business, your opening hours, those kind of things. And then you're able to, for example, call people to action on something. So do you want them to WhatsApp you? Do you want them to email them? Yeah. And then again, you can use content to generate interest by maybe getting them to share, that kind of thing. And then with Instagram, it's visual, so more photos, videos. So you use captions to tell a story. Yeah. Again, go easy on the hashtag. So don't bombard your content with hashtags that are not even related. Yeah. And then with LinkedIn, so this is a bit more professional. So you can create a personal page or a company page for your business. Yeah. And then again, make sure you network. So make sure that you invite your employees, your friends, that kind of thing. And then again, come out as an expert in what you do. Yeah. So that people are coming to you maybe to get some sort of insight or some sort of knowledge. Yeah. And then do we have any question up to that point? I see we are running out of time. So I have just 1 minute. So let me see if there is any question. Mm, so TMX says, I'm glad for this tool. Now I can adjust. Thank you. Yes, yes. So please make sure that you use that for GMB and social media. Good lesson on how to increase speed. Yes. So make sure you guys you utilize all these tools. All right. So as I finalize again. feel free to sign up for the boot camp, yeah, with Hustle Academy through, of course, by Google, so that you're able now to get. This is a one-day training, so you can imagine the kind of content that you can cover in a day. Yeah, so this was just 1 hour, so that is a day long for 5 days a week, and then at the end of it, you'll be assigned mentors who are going to take you through now your specific pain points, and they're able to help you. Yeah, so I think that brings me to the end of our session. So again, as we wind up, so please feel free to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram. So that is Digital Skills for Africa. So again, these are trainings that are meant to help you as business owners to improve your presence online and basically grow your business. Yeah, again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for making sure that I was on toes in terms of responding to questions. So it has been an interactive session, and I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you again soon. All right, bye.